Hello, everyone. So, I wanted to come on here and talk about a couple things. And as I was writing down my notes, I realized how attuned they are to this full moon in Scorpio that we're going to be experiencing on Monday. So, this full moon in Scorpio is going to be very intense. It's a super moon, and Scorpio, in of itself, is already sort of an intense sign. So I want to talk about belief systems and how we can transform belief systems, right? If you're on any sort of journey of self-awareness or self-improvement, you start to notice in yourself that maybe there's beliefs that you hold about yourself or about the world that are holding you back from achieving greatness, from achieving who you really want and actually are, what you want to be and who you actually truly are. So we do a lot of work in digesting or taking apart these belief systems, and a lot of times we notice that these belief systems go back to childhood programming, things that we were taught by our school, by our parents, by friends, by society, at some point, usually pretty early on in our lives, and we decided that it was true. And we start to unpack these belief systems and we logically say, yes, okay, I know that that's not true. I know that I actually am worthy. I actually am beautiful. I actually am smart enough. I actually am enough. I am all these things. But sometimes just logically, not sometimes, most of it is what I see is logically unpacking them is not enough. Because what we do with these belief systems, especially early on as children, we don't have a lot of intellectual understanding of the world, but we have a lot of emotions. Emotions are a very primal, very human thing that we all experience and we all have. So we attach these emotions to this programming and we decide, because I am not enough, then I am sad. Because I am not smart enough, that I am depressed. Because I am not this, because I am not that, or because I am something that I'm not. We attached fear, sadness, pain. We attach all of these emotions to them. Hi, Dahlia. We talked about this the other day, and I decided to talk about it more. Thank you for being my muse, and also an artist. We attach these emotions to these belief systems, to these constructs. And emotions, as we know, aren't logical, right? Like, if everyone did what was logical by way of their emotions, like, we wouldn't have so much like chaos and pain in our world. Everyone would just live fully in their own expression and it would be great. But we have these deep-seated emotions based on belief systems that are not true, and then we follow those emotions, and those emotions guide our life. Everything that we do in our lives are governed by emotions that we feel. We fear pain, so we do this. We feel happiness, so we do this, because we're always chasing that next emotion, or to hold on to emotion to make it last longer. So these emotions have a frequency, right? Everything in our world is built up of frequency. Everything from the colors that we perceive, right, has a frequency on the color scale. The density of an object, whether it is weighed down or whether it floats, is because of its frequency, because of its numerical vibration. And even when I was working as a nurse, I remember trying to explain to someone, an engineer, about energy healing. And he was like, I'm an engineer, make me believe energy healing. And I was like, okay, I'm about to take your blood pressure, which is a frequency, which has a numerical value that will tell me, based on, parameters that have been set by years and years of research, of what frequency is harmonious or healthy for a human being. And there's, some leeway with each individual person, but for the most part, we know that blood pressure, heart rate, respiratory rate, even like levels of, microscopic levels in your blood, we know that they have a harmonious value and a disharmonious value. So we're always weighing and measuring frequency and vibration. It's just a matter of how subtle or how obvious, thank you, this frequency is. It's something that's very dense that we can see and read and measure very easily, or is it something that we can only really feel within ourselves? Because I think you can agree that the emotions that we feel are very real. It's the difference between being able to get out of bed in the morning and go to your job and do what you have to do to sustain your livelihood, or not being able to. Like depression, like in that example, is very real. So these emotions have a frequency and they live within us. We can tell when we walk into a room, we know immediately, or if we talk to a person that we know well, we know if the frequency is off. We know if the frequency is off within ourselves. So imagine these emotions that have a frequency that we've been holding on to since childhood, that have entirely built our reality, and now we're just gonna like logically talk our way out of it. No. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Like I said, I wish it was, because we could get over this so much quicker if it was. But so what we end up having to do is, one, we have to really feel into these emotions. We have to allow ourselves to experience and express the emotion that we've sort of crystallized from our childhood programming. We can now feel, but from an adult perspective, and hopefully you've gained some sort of some level of confidence in yourself, some level of knowing of your abilities, something that you're able to stand on, to be able to turn towards that inner child that's holding on to that emotion and say, it's okay, I'm here for you. So what we're doing is we're taking a higher vibration, which is some sense of knowing who you are, and applying that to this, sort of lower vibration, this pain, this sorrow, this suffering that we're holding on to deep inside. And this is where, like, if you have a really good therapist, they can help you, sort of find that higher vibration, that higher knowing of who you are, and apply that to, maybe the weaker or more vulnerable parts of yourself. And this is where energy healing comes in, because we use the language, which is frequency and vibration of the emotion, to heal that emotion. So I call myself an energy healer and spiritual guide, but I don't do any healing. The only person that we heal is ourselves. So I, as an energy healer, provide you with the opportunity. I provide you with a raised vibration so that you can then apply that to your weaker self, to your lower self, to yourself that needs that love and needs that healing and attention. I can provide the opportunity for you. I can open the door for you, but I can't walk through it for you. It's like, imagine if you're, drowning in an ocean and you need that life vest. You can't throw yourself that life vest. Someone can throw it to you, but it's your choice, your free will to choose that. And this is where I think some people maybe get a little bit confused with energy healing, maybe, is that thinking like maybe they're going to come in here and all of their problems are going to be gone. No. But what I do in a session, like with life activation, for example, is I make light or a higher vibration available to you in your DNA. And we know that the DNA is in each and every one of our cells. Your DNA is passed on through generations from one to another. We know now, like science is now proving, that DNA changes almost on a momentary basis based on the choices that we make. So by giving this light, by making this light, this higher vibration available to you in your very DNA, then the next time you go to experience an emotion, you go to make a choice, you will have that higher light available to you, and you can make a different choice based on what that higher light, what that higher vibration is giving to you. So I just want to make sure I don't miss anything in your notes, in my notes. Sorry. So that's why energy healing, it works in the language of the emotion itself. And having that higher light available to you can make all the difference between staying stuck in that old emotion that comes from your emotional programming, or being able to sort of, talk to that other self and say, listen, that's not true. The programming that you took on, the things that you were told as a child about yourself and about the world actually isn't true, and you have an opportunity to rewrite it, to reprogram. The great thing about programming is that you can always reprogram. You can deprogram and reprogram. But you need that higher light. You need the perspective. If you need the choice, you need awareness to be able to say, well, if not this, then what? And that's what energy healing can do, is make that higher vibration available to you. So I hope in the next few days over this full moon in Scorpio, you take the opportunity to really dive deep and ask yourself, deep emotions are going to be triggered, but emotions are always messengers from the soul. They're always trying to tell you something about yourself, about your life, so that you can learn from them and move forward. And it's not easy. Please, I'm not sitting here saying that it's easy, but what I am saying is that you have a choice, is that you have options available to you. I'm here if you have a therapist, if you have, a meditation practice, anything that you can do. And please always reach out and ask for help. To really dive into those emotions and find out what they're telling you, what is ready to be released. Where do you want to go? Like, where does that higher vibration that you want to reach to? And I'm glad to talk to you more about what the steps are to deprogram those belief systems, really tap into the emotions that have been attached to those belief systems, and release them and come to your life from a higher vibration. So enjoy this full moon. I will be hosting a full moon meditation on tomorrow night, on Sunday. I'll put out details for that soon. And thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to serving you. Thank you.